Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan. And we on this Friday, December 2nd, it's already December. This year is flowing by, evidently.
It's Gary. It's cold out, it's snowing.
Yeah. But you know what? Once the calendar turns over, we're 1 month closer to spring.
And we're 1 month older, too.
Yeah. Yeah. That would, I didn't like turning 60. I think I've talked about that before, but
Sorry we missed last week. That's my fault. Sorry. Just a little under the weather.
that's all right. You got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, well, not getting any younger.
Well, that's the thing. Body doesn't heal as quickly when we
I
get
gotta start
older.
drinking some more of these Caribou-sponsored ho-hos.
Ho-hos.
Chocolate, is that what you call it?
It's chocolate. It's a ho-ho mint.
It's a chocolate ho-ho.
Our unofficial sponsor
Correct.
of the.
You know, do you think one of those guys would watch the show, maybe get the hint?
Well, yeah, but it's all, not that females can't watch sports talk shows, but it's mostly all females that work there, and I'm sure they're not tuned in to watch two old guys
So I know why you hang out there. You
talk sports.
can, talk sports.
Or try to talk sports, whichever.
You got your own custom chair out there now, too, don't you?
Well, we have our spot on Sunday where.
Rusich and Scotty
Yeah.
Daniels and
Well, no, just
Scotty?
Rich and I. No,
Oh.
just Rich and I.
okay.
So give a shout out to the postmaster if you ever
Yep.
see him, and quit giving him grief, like I hear he gets all the time, especially this time of year
Oh, I bet.
when stuff doesn't show up on time, and it's not his fault. It's
Nope.
just stuff is slow. Things slow down, and you have to just be patient.
Not to get off the subject though, but that is one job that they don't really get a lot of credit for, and that's to be a mail carrier. When you're out, especially the other day when it's cold and miserable, and they're out delivering mail, you got to give credit to those individuals that do that.
Oof, yeah, they're hardy, I'll tell you.
Then they get into those well-heated trucks that they have, and with the door open.
Yeah, and we also give a shout out to the paper carriers too that have to go out every morning too. I mean, I was a paper carrier when I was a kid, and
Yeah, but you needed a bag to carry the papers. Now you only got a handful to throw out.
well, that's true. So yeah, good. We wish them well now as it gets colder.
Yep.
Make sure you stay warm, and
Tip them well.
yeah, if you can, yes, do that.
So, well, anyways, we're at the. Might as well start out. We're at the Memorial Building, the hockey arena. Girls hockey.
Girls hockey beat Northern Lakes last night 3-2. Ani Bobin scored 4 minutes, somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes into the third period on a 5-minute major that Northern Lakes took for boarding someone from behind. That happened in the second period, and Hibbing didn't get much going on it on that power play in the second period at the end. Now, there was only like a couple minutes left in the second period, but they didn't get a whole lot generated as far as offense on the power play. And then they didn't score on it, which they did. I mean, with about there was only like 5 seconds left on the major when they scored.
Yeah, well.
So it took them over 4.5 minutes to get a goal. But it's a goal, and Ani Bobin made a nice move from the boards, found a seam, skated into the slot, and wristed a shot. And it hit back of the net, and that gave Hibbing the lead. And then Hibbing did do a good job of closing it out.
Good.
So they, I don't know what their records are. I guess I really don't keep track. But they won a couple games. They beat Falls the other day 7-0, and they beat North Shore 4-0, I think. They lost to the Minneapolis team, and they lost two in the Thanksgiving tournament over in Grand Rapids. They lost to Blaine and White Bear. So I think they're just above 500
Good.
at this point. So hopefully, next week will be a big teller. I think they have Duluth Marshall and they have Cloquet next week. And then I think on the 13th, they go down to Proctor or Hermantown and play Proctor Hermantown, which they're going to have down there. I guess I saw that on Twitter today or whatever it was, where they're going to have a teddy bear day down there. So if you happen to go down and drive down there, bring a teddy bear and throw it on the ice and they're going to give kids, the less fortunate kids get something for
that's
Christmas.
nice.
Yeah. So, try to do your part.
Have some guy bring one of those 6-foot tall ones and throw it on the ice.
Yeah. Well, hey, some kid would probably be very happy
Yeah.
to have a 6-foot bear. So yeah, we got to make sure that people are taken care of, and so that's a good thing that they're doing. I know they've done it here in the past.
Yep.
I can't remember how long ago. And
They still do the chuck a puck?
They still do chuck a puck.
Yeah.
Somebody wins. I don't know how much. I think I did it one time and maybe won one time. So I'm like, maybe.
Would you get that one with the magnet on it?
Oh, hopefully, yeah. I would. It's stuck. It's stuck right, but I don't. I'm just a donation otherwise, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
You aren't going
Do
to
it.
split the pot, huh?
No, I don't do that either. So, but it's good. And some people do donate money back or donate some of the
So,
back winnings
hey.
back to the program. So good for them. But yeah, but
9 times out of 10, the individual that wins it doesn't really need the money. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But it's never hurts to have a little extra cash in your pocket.
No,
I get it.
especially this time of year.
Yeah. No, boys hockey. They just got done beating Cloquet 2-1 in overtime on Tuesday. Nice goal by Bo Freider to win it in overtime. I think 43 or 45 seconds into overtime. Very good game. Hibbing they were 0-2 at the time because they had lost to Grand Rapids and White Bear.
Right.
And they needed a win. They needed to be rewarded for some play. Now, the White Bear game kind of got out of hand, but the Rapids game, we never got a chance to talk about that because of last week with no show. But it was,
Yeah, rub it in.
no, I'm not trying to rub it in, but because if you're sick, stay home. That's the only way you get better. But it was 1-1 game against Rapids. They were playing well. Rapids was playing well. And then the last 2.5 minutes, they kill the penalty on us.
Mm-hmm.
And Rapids was too good to not score on one of their power plays. Now that's where I have an issue, and maybe all the refs here will get on me and on that. But in that sense, both guys were going to the puck, and one guy happened to fall down. Okay.
So the Hibbing guy got the
And
penalty.
it was in the neutral ice area. There was no advantage taken away from anybody. At that point, let the kids determine.
Let the kids determine who's going to win the game. And that was brought up the other night watching the professional football game. They said, why are the officials ruining the game? They make a bad call and it takes away from the play. And like you said, let the players win the game or lose the game, whatever it takes.
No, I don't know. I don't know who the officials were. I don't think it was anybody any of the guys that are around here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he wasn't. I was doing the play-by-play, I think, and I saw the play happen, and I looked over at the ref near the side that we're on the crow's nest there. He wasn't going to raise his hand, and then he's got chirping from the Grand Rapids bench.
Oh,
And then
the hand came up?
and it took 5 seconds before the hand came up, and that I don't care what people say. That pretty much decided the outcome of that game. Now they played 5-on-5, and Grand Rapids scored a goal 5-on-5. Fine, but
yeah, well,
and if you go to overtime and lose in overtime, well, that's the way it goes too.
yeah.
But yeah, at that point of the game, unless it's egregious, where you hook somebody if they're going down the ice and you really impede them. But that was just incidental contact, and that was it. So, but they played well. They've been playing well. Again, the White Bear Lake game got out of hand. But White Bear Lake's also always a contender. I'm not sure what section they're in, like 6AA or 5AA, but they always seem to get beat by Hill Murray.
Yeah. Again, the Catholic schools.
Yeah. So, take it for what it's worth. But White Bear could be in the state tournament. And now this weekend tonight, if you see this show, they have Albert Lee tonight, which is they're a favorite in Section 1AA.
Is there a joke about Albert Lee? Leave him in the can, or what?
Oh, I don't. Yeah,
Remember that
maybe.
joke?
Yeah, because what, they have a factory down there?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what factory, Hormel maybe or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and then Saturday they play Minneapolis, which is a combination of,
What was
I
it?
think 3 or 4 or 5 schools, the Minneapolis school districts down there, and they made it to the state tournament last year. So the schedule's tough, and that more power to him and for Eric to do that and play these teams. I mean, I hope they enjoy driving up here and playing. I mean, they're playing in a great building.
Supposed to get a little snow here today, aren't we?
Well, I don't know. So
That's
But-
all right. I just could be interested to see what the name of that school is. So if there are 5 different, I mean, they just have the initials for each school. Are they the Tiger Lions,
yeah.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears?
Yeah. Well, Northern Lakes was a combination of Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, and Pequot Lakes.
Oh, okay.
So that, at least they get enough. There's enough interest, and 3 schools got together and
Well,
formed a hockey team.
that's a sign of the times. Unfortunately, for programs to survive, you're going to have to co-mingle with one another, and we'll see. So
Mhm.
it's going to happen up here sooner or later.
Well,
Look at Rockridge. They combined with Eveleth, and they got a few kids from Mountain Iron to come over there, and
yeah, they got a basketball player from Greenway to go over there too.
Yeah,
So they're
we don't recruit.
no, we don't. No, we never take kids from any other schools.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we didn't say that.
No,
But
that's why we're the #1 show on cable. Oh wait, we're not on cable.
on Apple TV,
Yeah,
we're
we're
the number
Apple
1
TV.
Apple show on Apple TV and Roku.
By the way, Apple's going, they might cut us off too. We'll have to go join, what's his name, Tesla.
Yeah. Boys basketball started practice. They don't play until the 9th, which is next week. They have 3 road games at Superior, at Cloquet, and at Hermantown. Couldn't get any tougher schedule there to start
No.
the season. And they're going to be young. They have no seniors. They have some juniors. They
Yeah.
have some sophomores.
Not a lot of height either, is there?
No, they're like I'd say. I was talking to Coach Ani, and it was Finley Carey. I think is their tallest player at this point. But there's talk, and I don't want to bring up names, but they might be bringing up maybe some. They'll probably let them play JV, but they'll bring up some younger kids,
Yeah.
which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, if you're going to bring them up to have them sit on the bench, it's a bad thing. If you're going to bring them up and they're going to get some playing time. But I think if they play JV, they only can play, if they play a full JV game, they only can play so many quarters of varsity. So,
Yeah, 3. I think it's 3 halves a
Yeah.
night, so they can. But you never know. There might be some freshmen. There might be some 8th graders,
Yeah.
because I know that 8th grade class is pretty loaded right now, and there's a couple of very good freshmen.
Well,
Better.
let's just give Mr. Ronnie an opportunity to build the program because he doesn't have a lot to work with right now. So, but who he does have wants to play, that's the big thing. You got kids that want to play. So,
Well,
see how it goes.
so that girls basketball. Took it on the chin Tuesday against Grand Rapids, but Rapids is probably the Section 7
Favorite?
3A favorite. So they with the Taryn Hamlin girl, and then they've got a bunch of others that are pretty good basketball players too. So they're not a one-person show.
They're always good though.
Yep.
They got a good recruiting program in it.
And then they play Irondale tonight, which is a 4A school. So they're not backing down from anybody.
Nope.
But they should be better. They were young last year, and now this year they have one more year experience.
They're a
They're
year
wiser,
older.
and,
Yep.
they have to take care of the ball better. I think they had 28 turnovers against Rapids. Sounds like Memphis the other
Yeah.
night against the Wolves. So you can't turn the ball over 28 times,
They
and
expect to win.
yeah, if you get 28 shots off, maybe you make 10 to 15 of
Yeah.
them. I don't know. That changes the whole outcome
Right.
of the game. But yeah, take care of the ball instead of turning it over, get shots off, and a lot more productive that way. Wrestlers start tomorrow, and I think Foston Bagley, there's an invite. He's got 6,
Where the heck is that?
by Bemidji,
Oh,
go out west there. He's got 6 wrestlers that are ranked. right now, and they should be good.
It's Coach Pierce.
Yes.
Not he, Coach Pierce.
Coach Pierce,
Yes.
yes. They have 6 wrestlers ranked in
That ranked in the state?
state
Oh, wow.
according to the guillotine, and they're up there pretty high. I think they could be between 1 and 5 or so. I don't know how far the rankings go down, but I know. I'm going to leave somebody out. That's why I don't like listing. But Christian Jelly and Thomas Hagan and Drew Shea, Bryson Larrabee, Ian Larrabee would be the ones that come to mind right now that'll probably have decent seasons. I would think.
Let's see if we can get Coach Pierce on someday and talk a little bit. That's one program you don't hear a lot about until the end of the year when they're in the state tournament,
Yeah.
So,
And then swimming has just started practice this week, I believe. And their first meet probably coming up next week sometime. I haven't been there yet to see what he has, but we know Mike.
yep. Coach Renziano always has something going
Yeah,
up his sleeve.
he prepares his kids the right way, and they always seem to compete at the end of the year. Although he has lost some very good swimmers over the last couple of years, but now we'll see what happens with this new core of kids that he has coming in.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's probably a diamond in the rough, and he'll find a few good ones. So,
Well, I know there's the Phillips brothers. Were pretty solid last year, so now they're a year
back.
older and they're back. I'm thinking they're back. I don't know. Like I say, I haven't been there yet,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But yeah, so they'll hopefully they'll be competitive. Alpine skiing, I'm sure they're out on the hills. I haven't been by their practice, one of their practices yet, so I'm not sure what they have.
yeah, 'cause they've been making snow, I guess. I'm sure it's been cold enough for it. So,
So yeah, that.
but no cross country or no.
No Nordic,
no
as far
Nordic.
as I know right now. There's
Yep.
no Nordic. Oh, and the one
Girls
I did stop
wrestling.
by the girls wrestling
Yeah.
practice the other night to take pictures, and there's 5 girls there right now that are working out, and they have a meet, an individual meet tomorrow, Saturday. I can't remember where that is though, but yeah, so they're getting ready.
Where
to
do they
compete.
practice?
They're in that wrestling room at the Lincoln.
At the Lincoln. Okay.
Yeah, that small room there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, no, and I got to go. I have to go talk to their coach at some point here. I've just been so swamped with just everything. I mean, it's like I can't get time to do anything.
Yeah, well,
There's not enough hours in the day.
that's why you get the big bucks.
No, I wish, but I didn't say that. No.
Yeah, you did. They should pay you more.
Well,
Should give you gas money too.
I probably that's on me for not taking mileage. I don't.
Yep.
I just don't want to figure. I don't want to take the time to figure it out.
And when you go out of town, you should get a per diem so
No.
you can have a meal and gas and.
Yeah, no. Yeah, if I kept track of everything, yes, I'd be able to do that. But I don't feel like keeping track of it. So
No.
I love doing it. Let me first say that it's not like work. The traveling, not like today. I have to go to Greenway to shoot the hockey team and one of the boys' basketball team, and I hope the girls' basketball team over there, so I can get that out of the way. And then I still have to run to Cherry to do both the boys and girls.
And this is all for the Mesabi Tribune.
Yeah, well, it's for the journal we put out,
Oh, okay.
which is just on. I believe it's just on this side of the range.
Okay.
I don't think they get it on east side. It's going to come out the end, like December, just before Christmas.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
Once Mr. Giambetti gets all those pictures developed, then it'll be ready to go.
It'll be ready to go, but it's. Yeah, I know. I don't want to get into it because there's been a lot of my time crunch has been bad. Let's just say that. But yeah, no, but it's fun. I like doing it. I haven't worked a day in my life.
Yeah. I enjoy every minute of it.
Every minute of it. Every minute. Hey, I get to cover games for free.
Yeah, I used to
know?
sneak into them for free, so what
Yeah.
difference does it make?
And if I want, I can get credentials to cover at professional sports or college
Yeah.
sports, and
Be like the Three Stooges when they were reporters. They went into the men's room and took the press handles off the urinals, and they walked through the gate. Press.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to give you any ideas,
the
but
college men's basketball team is 2-5, I think, right now, and they're on the road again. They played out of those the 2-7, 2-5 mark. One of those games was at home, so now they'll be playing their eighth games on the road
wow.
down at Minnesota West and Riverland this weekend. They've been playing a lot of D2 schools so far, but now they're getting back into the Division III schools, so we'll see how competitive they are.
What else? What other? I guess colleges on the not junior college, community college.
Well,
Yeah,
Mesabi
programs.
Range has
Mesabi does?
that,
Okay.
both boys and men's and women's, and Vermilion has, I think, both men's and women's.
Okay,
We're the only one that doesn't have a women's team here, which
Okay.
is too bad.
Itasca.
Itasca has both
Okay,
men's and women's. So, yeah, hopefully, they got to hire. I think the previous coach is Casey Palmer is the volleyball coach and the women's basketball coach. I think she resigned from that spot, so now they have to hire.
no.
Not the volleyball job, though, but they have to hire. They're in the process, I think, of hiring a women's basketball coach. So there you go. There's something for you to do.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Hey, that does it for that.
Yep.
So which team you want to talk about?
Well, let's see which team's winning.
They're all on winning. Well, they're all
one game winning streak.
Yeah, well, they all won this week anyway.
Well, let's start with let's go with the Vikes. The Vikes are 9-2.
Yes.
They got a game this Sunday against the Jets. Jets will probably win.
Well,
No, I shouldn't say that. What if the Vikings win and the Lions lose? They have the division.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be one of the earliest clinches ever, I
Yeah.
think. Although maybe there's a team that's already clinched one already, but I don't know who
No,
it is.
yeah,
No,
no,
not
Minnesota
yet.
would be the but then they'll get everybody's hopes up again, and we're gonna be. What do you think their final record is going to end up being? Win their next 2 games, maybe.
Well, I think if they have 3 home games remaining, I'm going to think they're going to win all 3 home games. So that would put them at 12 and. I don't know what order they're in.
Yeah, 12-2.
That would put them at 12-2. So that means they have 3 road games left.
Right.
One's at Green Bay, one's at Chicago,
Yep.
and the other one I'm not sure.
They play Detroit.
Yeah, they play Detroit on the
There you
road.
go.
So all 3 of those games are on the road. I would say give me 12-5.
12-5. That's
That wouldn't be
it's pretty
bad.
respectable.
Yeah.
Then they'll get into the playoffs and
Well, there's San Francisco is starting to come on, and obviously you have Dallas and Philadelphia, which we destroyed us,
right.
both teams.
Yep.
But other than that, I can't see why they wouldn't have an opportunity to. I think the NFC is open for just about anybody.
You think that the AFC is stronger division or stronger competition than the NFC? I mean,
The
like
AFC, I bet the AFC has the better teams.
better teams.
Yeah, at this point, even though we beat Buffalo, I get it, but there's still Kansas City and Cincinnati.
Yep.
I don't know how San Diego's kind of doing right now, but
What's his beef that Thielen has with Belichick?
Well, there was that one year a couple years ago, I think, where they got into a shouting match
Oh, okay.
after a play.
That was brought up, and I had not heard anything about it. Something about Belichick told him to shut up or something, and Thielen told him to
Well, whatever. Yeah.
take my custom shoes and shove it where the sun don't shine. So
So that's where pretty much that started.
okay,
But yeah, I don't know the
Colts
Jets
and the Giants too.
huh?
The Colts and the Giants.
They play the
Yeah,
Colts
they-
and the Giants yet.
at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the Giants should be a good test for them too, though. Giants.
yeah.
Christmas Eve day.
Indianapolis should be a good test. They played 4 or 5 or 6 of the top defenses already.
Yeah.
And the Jets have one of the top defenses, and I think the Colts have one of the top defenses right now. So they're not bad, they're not shying away from the good defenses. I
No,
mean,
and it always ends up, the cardiac kids, they got to wait till the end of the game before they, pull it out. But it makes it interesting, makes it fun to watch, and frustrating, and fun, and
Yeah.
frustrating.
But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, don't want to get. That's why I'm a pessimistic Vikings fan, because I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah,
Because that just comes crashing down on you at the end. The Wild beat Edmonton last night, 5-3. Good win for them.
yeah, they scored 4 unanswered goals starting in the second period, and held on to win 5-3. So maybe they're starting to come around too. So
Got to
We'll
get some
see.
of their injured guys back. Hartman's got to get back, and at some point here, I would think that Rossi got sent down because he wasn't producing up here. But put some players around him that can produce.
yeah.
I mean, that's the only way you get points is if
Right.
you put them around players. The Wolves. What do you think about
Towns is down.
Townless.
I have a
Wolves.
strained calf.
Played well the other night. I mean, they got out rebounded terribly.
Yeah.
But
They beat Memphis.
But they also.
Memphis was a playoff team last year. So,
Oh yeah, and they also turned Memphis over 28 times.
Yeah.
So, are they going to be better without Towns?
Well, I don't know if he can be better, but maybe they'll play better. How's that?
Well,
They won't rely on Towns to carry them. But in the NBA, either if you play defense, you're going to win. If you're just an offensive juggernaut, unless you're Golden State, you can hit 23s.
yeah, which they're not really doing all that well. They're
No.
not shooting threes at the rate they shot them last year, I don't think. So that it's a good. Hopefully, they play again tomorrow night. I'm not sure when the Wild play, but what we should do is, and I don't. Maybe you can hear our producer there, but we do have some Christmas stuff coming up here. A lot of Christmas shows.
Oh, and so a lot of things coming up
mean,
at the school.
I don't
Well,
know.
High school band Monday.
So high school band on Monday,
2 weeks after that will be the high school choir.
high school choir 2 weeks after that.
A couple of Fridays from now is the Greenhaven in the morning and the afternoon.
Greenhaven has a show coming up in a couple Fridays from now.
Roy Berg's
Voices of Reason is on the 18th, I think,
Yeah, Sunday.
and that's at the Our Savior's Lutheran Church.
And the Lincoln has a deal coming up where they've decorated the halls. They did this last year, and it's really neat. If you get an opportunity to walk through the faculty and the students decorate all the halls with different things, and that's always a nice little break.
And unfortunately, for not having the show last week, we couldn't say that Crescendo had their
Last week.
concert on Monday.
Yuletide Festival at the library on the 8th.
The Yuletide Festival at the library is on the 8th,
And we're out of time.
and we're out of time.
Out of time.
So for Mike Egan, this is Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.